Hey buddy, it's Crazy Titan 4 and welcome back to some more Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. In the last one, we went through All-Star Mode with Link, one of my personal favorite characters to play as, of course, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. This time around, though, we're going to be heading through All-Star Mode with the Princess of Hyrule, Zelda. And let's just see how this goes. So first off, obviously you're going to pick the color, which I'm kind of... honestly, I'm kind of thinking blue. I kind of like the blue Zelda one a lot. Twilight Princess Zelda with the blue color, I think works really well. So it's Rockafit for today's episodes. But yeah, so we're back in it once again. Of course, it's a fresh new week of videos. For me, it feels like it's been an eternity since I last recorded. It's been like literally what? Okay, it has been like about a full week for me since I have last recorded anything really. So it feels a little weird. It definitely does feel a tiny bit weird to be recording again. But you know, it was a good relaxing break from it all. I spent a lot of time last weekend, in particular, like just focusing really heavy on just getting videos done, and so I can get them out for the week. And then I was out of the not the city, but I was out of my area. I wasn't home for like almost an entire week. So. Yeah, but it's nice to be back. I will say that. Before I want to continue that conversation, Zelda's got some trivia, obviously as per usual, but it's quite a bit. So let's start reading now. I'll probably we'll do like 2 bits of trivia real quick. So Zelda's dress behaves differently in both versions of Smash 4. In Smash for 3DS, her dress flows less freely via having set forms in accordance to the attack she performs. Conversely, her dress flows more freely in the Wii U version, which results in her legs clipping through her dress in different ways, and can be affected by certain wind-based physics on certain stages. And Zelda's All Trophy in Smash for 3DS appears very similar to her ancestor's All-Star Mode trophy in Smash Bros. Melee. So we'll obviously see that once, you know, once we get the trophy. But yeah, so interesting little bits there. I feel like every time there's always someone with like a dress, there's always some issues with them, some graphical issues. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, so, you know, and all I'm saying is that it just feels weird to be back, but it's good to be back, you know. I'm glad I can get some more stuff recorded for y'all, because I know some of y'all have been, many of y'all have been joining the series, and I'm glad to be making more of the series for you, because, you know, I enjoy playing this game a lot. It's one of my favorite games, and, you know, it's definitely one that I've been, you know, working on trying to do on the channel for quite a while, so it feels really good to, you know, finally do Smash, and, you know, even though I know it's gonna be a very long Let's Play, I'm prepared for it. I'm mentally and physically prepared for it. At least I think I am. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. So we'll just see how it all goes. Alright, next little bit of trivia. Let's see what we got for Zelda. Is this just me, or does OBS look like... does the recording look bad? I don't know. There are parts where there's like a lot more slowdown than usual. I feel like I need to get a new CPU at this point. Like, this is kind of embarrassing. Anyways, in Smash for Wii U, one of the tips about Phantom Slash refers to the Phantom using masculine pronouns. If the Phantom takes 13% damage or more, he'll be destroyed. After that, you'll have to wait 6 seconds before summoning him again. And ironically, this is something different. Ironically, despite being revealed at the same time The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds was released, said game would eventually inspire her current design as of Ultimate. So, you know, I've mentioned obviously many times how we're playing essentially as Twilight Princess Zelda, right? Brawl and Smash 4 Zelda, at least design-wise, are based off of how she looks in The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. But, you know, we have another Zelda game that came out around the time of Smash 4, that being, of course, Link Between Worlds. She's got a totally different design. I'm kind of glad they kept the Twilight Princess design. I don't know, I've grown very fond of it throughout my life. I like it a lot. I mean, probably just like a big part of my childhood. You know, I played Brawl a lot as a kid. So it just... I don't know, I like the style a lot. I like the Link Between Worlds version too, but the Twilight Princess look is it just works really well, you know, so I prefer that one a bit more. But yeah, they could have gone with that, the Link Between Worlds look in Smash 4, but they decided not to, and honestly, I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Then they saved it for Ultimate, which, you know, I think it works well for Ultimate, but I'm glad they kept this one for Smash 4. So, yeah, then that's about that. Can I kill y'all? That'd be great. I feel like there are times where Zelda, I just can't, like, get a really good hit off on opponents unless they come towards me, which makes sense, but, like, I don't know, some of this struggle with Zelda's movement. Just from time to time, not always, but sometimes. Near him, that's kind of very fitting. And Tingle, wow! 2 Zelda-related things back to back. Alright, let's see what we got next. Zelda is the only playable character in Smash 4 to have an alternate costume that inspired her default design in a subsequent Smash Bros. Game. In this case, her incarnation from A Link Between Worlds, with some design elements of her incarnation from A Link to the Past, succeeds her Twilight Princess incarnation as of Ultimate. Her Twilight Princess incarnation would become the basis of an alternate costume in Ultimate. Due to this, Smash 4 is the only game where Zelda retains her design from a previous game. And Smash 4 is also the final game where Kirby's Zelda hat resembles young Zelda's headdress from Melee, even though Zelda's Twilight Princess incarnation succeeded her ancestor from Ocarina of Time as a playable character as of Brawl. I actually don't even remember what Kirby's Zelda hat was. I think I kind of do. Kind of, but even then, I'm sort of drawing a blank on that. Part of me kind of hopes that Kirby like decides to eat me real quick, but likely it's not gonna happen because these CPUs just want like pure damage, and that's all they really care about. I was really hoping I would hit with that. But I'm kind of liking how there's like a lot of trivia. There's like a decent amount of trivia talking about just Zelda's overall design in this game, which I mean is nice. It's kind of cool to see a few more like notes about a character's like design choice for like a certain Smash game, because like I mean a lot of characters, like when you look at them, like I don't know, like the characters from the Mario series, the Kirby characters, that was a beautiful Spike. You know, it's characters like that where it's like their design kind of stays the exact same, almost the exact same throughout like a lot of like the games in their series, right? So they kind of just base them off of just like one game in particular, and just like that's it, right? Or the overall design. But like Zelda characters, for example, and even Star Fox too, they kind of change designs throughout many games. So you know, there's a lot for them to kind of pick for each Smash game. Let's see what we got next. Smash 4 marks the final appearance of Zelda as a starter character. If you know how Ultimate unlockables work, then you kind of understand why. Smash 4 also marks the final time Jun Mizusawa voices Zelda, who had voiced her since Melee. Wow. That's actually quite a long time. So, yeah, I mean, those are 2 quick pieces of trivia. Let's go read one more. Originally, Zelda was still going to turn into Sheik in this game and vice versa, but the 2 characters were split apart instead due to the limitations of the 3DS. A similar issue was also the case for Samus and Zero Suit Samus when their final Smash was concerned, and Pokemon Trainer, who was dropped in favor of his Charizard operating on its own. There's a lot of things about the 3DS, about this game being on the 3DS, which kind of sucks because it does, again, you know, make some things not really possible. And that's the main reason why Ice Climbers weren't even put into Smash 4, was because of the 3DS version just not being powerful, or the 3DS in general, just not being powerful enough to handle characters like the Ice Climbers. It sucks, but yeah, I mean, like, if we only got the Wii U version, then we would have had Ice Climbers in Smash 4. Very likely. Same thing with we likely would have had Pokemon Trainer back in the game. We probably would have had, what's it called? We would have had Zelda and Sheik as the standard transformation, as, you know, back in Melee and Brawl. We would have likely had Samus and Zero Suit being the same character, or like being, I guess, one and the same as they were back in Brawl. So it's kind of interesting to like kind of think about how different Smash 4, and I guess in general Smash could have been after this point, if the 3DS wasn't such an issue when it came to like hardware limitations. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see, to like really think about that. But I'm still glad we did get like a 3DS version, because it's really cool to have. I mean, it's, you know, we did get the Switch, obviously, and we got Smash for the Switch. But, like, having this original concept of having Smash Brothers on the go, like, that was so freaking cool at the time. It was so freaking... It's still cool. Obviously, you know, but, and, like, at the same time, it's like... The 3DS is a bit more compact than the Switch, depending on the model you have as well. But it is overall a bit more compact than the Switch, so it is still better to take on the go than the Switch, at least like depending on the person. Anyways, let's see. We got 2 more pieces of trivia. We'll read one right now, and then we'll read the last one in the next area. So coincidentally enough, a figurine of Zelda by first 4 figures based on her design from Twilight Princess, which inspired her design from Brawl and Smash 4, for some reason is colored more like her appearance in this game than in her source game proper. For example, the tapestry on her dress is colored differently, being indigo instead of gray like in the actual game. Surprisingly enough, even in her possessed form during the final battle in that game, which also got her own figurine as well. First for figures, I never like really talk about many figurines on the channel, but I mean, if you would probably know me, right? I'm a big fan of figurines. I definitely am. I've gotten a few things from First 4 Figures, and so far what I have gotten from them, very, very high quality. I love the stuff that they have so much on the shop. I got recently kind of this, I guess kind of like a few months ago at this point, I got a Kirby figure from them. It's like a We Love Kirby figure. It's kind of like metallic almost. I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, then yeah, you know exactly how it looks like. But it's a beautiful, beautiful figurine that they have on their shop, and super high quality and just so freaking cool to have. It's so freaking cool. I mean, like I still have to find like a really good place to like set it up. Currently, it's still like just on my shelf, just like there, still in its case. But I really want to take it out and just like display it. Once I find obviously the right area to do so. But yeah, First 4 Figures, I definitely want to get more from them. It's just a matter of having the money because they're kind of pricey. Alright, one last bit of trivia to read. For the Wii U version, Smash Wii U is the only Smash game where Zelda's Ocarina of Time design, which based her design in Melee, is not directly referenced, despite the 3DS version featuring a trophy based on her appearance in that game. Yeah, so that's cool, I guess. Ocarina of Time design was also really cool. I like that one a lot, but again, I'm always gonna be partial to the Twilight Princess design. I just like this one a lot. It's really, really cool. Yeah, I don't know why it just works so well for me. I feel like the Twilight Princess designs for many characters are just so freaking cool. I love Link's Twilight Princess design, and I love Ganondorf's design as well. And Zelda's, of course, I keep like talking about in this episode. Sadly, we didn't really get a Twilight Princess Sheik. But we kind of got like an idea of what it could have looked like, you know, with Sheik being in Brawl. So, and it looks really good. I mean, it is kind of similar to how she looked in Ocarina of Time, just with darker colors, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, but still. Twilight Princess, very good game design-wise. I really like that. I still have to play the game. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of Zelda games that I really need to play through. I have not beaten a single Zelda game at this point in time. As of recording this episode, and very likely as of releasing this episode. And I do plan on it. I really want to beat some Zelda games in the future. I absolutely do, in like the near or even far future. It's definitely a goal of mine, like a video game goal of mine, to play some Zelda games and like to beat them. I have like at least played a decent amount of Zelda. I've played like a good amount of many of the games, like the original, Zelda 2, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and Breath of the Wild. That might be it. But like I played a good amount of like each of them, and I just, for some reason, I just stopped. I don't know why, but I did. I'm gonna get back into them, and I'll you know, probably talk about it in the future. But that's it for today. Yeah, sorry, we finished the run through of Zelda. Okay, I kind of respect them for using that the design for Zelda for her trophy. I'm pretty sure that is literally supposed to, you know, be a reference to Ocarina of Time. How like that's kind of like her color scheme from Ocarina of Time. I don't know if she generally has an Ocarina trophy of herself in this game, because it did mention that the game does reference her in a trophy, which it might. She very likely does have like an actual Ocarina of Time design trophy in this game, but I do like how the All-Star Mode trophy still like resembles that design. that colored scheme at least. And yeah, that is kind of like very similar to how her Melee All-Star Mode trophy would look like too, so that's really cool. Nice little callback as well. I like the Melee trophies a lot. There's a lot of them that are just really, really cool, how like they change the poses. You know, I think I mentioned this before, but it's really nice to talk about because it's just really cool. And how they kind of repurpose a lot of them for Smash 3DS and Wii U. You know, it's nice, it's nice. Definitely not making them go to waste or anything, not making those designs go to waste. I kind of liked how Melee had the different designs for different trophies, you know. Again, I'm saying like the exact same thing I mentioned, like, I don't know, a few episodes ago or something. I'm just talking like a broken record right now, but I don't know. I just wanted to speak on that again, just in case there was something else I wanted to mention, but I don't think there was. That's a good picture, by the way, in the background. How like we got the dark, kind of essentially the dark variations of Zelda, Peach, and Rosalina. Very fitting. Obviously, Zelda kind of looking out of place because, you know, the Legend of Zelda kind of design compared to the Mario cartoony design. You know, it's very different. It is. I feel like Wind Waker Zelda would have been like a lot better of a fit to at least like fit into that picture with the other two. Absolutely, but you know, it's still really nice that we have this one. And how kind of I would say like the three princesses, but like Rosalina is not really much of a princess per se. She's kind of like, I guess maybe princess of the stars. I don't even know, of the cosmos or something. But yeah, so we'll consider her one in this situation. All right, there we have it. That's the credits. Not that good of a score, but we'll rock with it, I guess. All right, let's go ahead and check out Zelda's trophy real quick. See what she has in store for this. So Zelda Alt. Zelda's forward air attack, Lightning Kick, is a valiant kick with a magically charged tip. Striking with just a glowing spot will deal heavy damage and launch your opponents. Din's Fire, her explosive side special, can be guided up and down and has a greater blast if the button is held. That's kind of cool how they're talking both about like the side special, but then also like the forward air. So nice little mix match of the two. But yeah, that I also did not even know that it was called Lightning Kick. That's pretty cool. Nice little naming for that. A lot of like aerial attacks I feel like don't really have names, but it's kind of nice when they do actually give the characters names for those attacks. But yeah, that's all for today's episode of Super Smash Bros. for the 3DS. In the next one, we're gonna be heading through All-Star Mode as the next lineup, next character in lineup, of course, being Sheik, Zelda's alter ego. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Social media, including the Twitch, the second channel, the music channel, and the VOD channel, are of course down below in the description. And I'll see everyone in the next one. Pop-Tart out.